Hi and welcome to Estimating Calculations here on Kirby Maths. Right, when we are estimating the answer to a calculation, then there is a very simple rule, and that rule is that we generally round all of the numbers to one significant figure. Okay, so if you're given a question which asks you to estimate the answer to a calculation, then you first start by looking at the numbers, rounding them to one significant figure, and then performing the calculation using those rounded numbers. Let's have a look at an example. So this question says estimate the answer to this calculation, 23 times 67. So we're going to round both of these numbers to one significant figure. So 23, remember when we're rounding to one significant figure, we want to write down one number and then a 0 to make the size of the number approximately the same. So this number is closer to 20 than it is to 30. So to one significant figure, this is 20. When we look at 67, we're asking ourselves, we're going to round it, it's still in the tens, is it closer to 60 or is it closer to 70? And in this case, it is closer to 70. So we are going to do the multiplication 20 times 70. So 2 times 7 is 14, and then our two zeros get added on. And that is the estimate of the answer to that calculation. You must never, if you have a question which says estimate, you must never do the actual calculation. And a clue as to if you're doing the wrong thing is usually on a non-calculator question paper. If you've got a really complicated sum to do, just go back and read the question, because if it says estimate, then you're just doing this very rough rounding and then the calculation with the rounded numbers. So let's have a look at another example. If we're asked to estimate the answer to this calculation, 423 minus 98 all divided by 16.4. First of all, we round the 400 and ask ourselves, is it closer to 400 or closer to 500? Because it's in the hundreds. It's closer to 400. So that's 400, one significant figure. The 98, is it closer to 90 or closer to 100? It's closer to 100. So that's 100. And then the 16.4 often causes problems because people like to round it to one decimal place rather than just one significant figure. But this number is in the tens, so we're asking ourselves, is it closer to 10 or is it closer to 20? And in this case, it's closer to 20. It's really important to include these steps where you write down the numbers rounded to one significant figure, because in an exam there is a mark for showing that you have rounded to one significant figure before you do any calculations. Then we get on and do the calculation. So here we've got 400 take away 100, which is 300, still divided by 20. I can divide the top and the bottom by 10, and then we are left with 30 divided by 2, which is 15. Hope that helps.